Hey guys, this is Exadra and welcome to Indie Showcase. This time we're going to be taking a quick look at Papers, Please, which has been quite a popular indie game that has been getting a lot of attention by a lot of channels like Total Biscuit and Northern Lion as of late, because it is a very interesting kind of game style. So basically in this game you play as a immigration checkpoint attendant, and you basically you look at the passports of people who are trying to either immigrate or visit your country, and then you either pass or reject them, and we will get right into it. So basically the setting is that you are someone who has been selected through the labor lottery, basically a draft, to become a worker at the Grestin border checkpoint. And yeah, there is a kind of a side mini game where between each day you're gonna have to manage your family finances. So like whether you feed your family, whether you turn on the heat, whether you can pay rent, and so. But we'll get to that when we finish the first day here. So between each day we're gonna be getting a little snapshot at the front page of the newspaper of the country called Aristotska, which is the country that we are in. And as we can see here, the Grestin border checkpoint has just opened, which is why you have been hired to man the station. So as you can see, the date is November 23rd, which is actually quite important. You can see it here on the bottom as well, but as right here we can see that you are at your new position at the Grestin border checkpoint, and for the first mission basically you're only going to allow Aristotskan citizens to get into the country. So all other nationalities will be denied. So the first day is just gonna be relatively easy. You're just gonna ask for their passports, and then here you can see on the bottom it does say Aristotska, so you will let this guy through. As the days go by, the mechanics of what you have to look for and verify will get more complicated, but I will explain that as we get there. Right now, I do not believe this girl is from Aristotska, so we will be denying her. So, as we've said earlier, this is actually like a job. So the faster we do these, the more money we get at the end of each day. It doesn't look like he's from Aristotska either. No, he is from Republika, so we will be denying him. But yeah, so we are going to try and do these as fast as we can, because that way we will get the most money at the end of the day. This woman is definitely from Aristotska, so we will approve her. Whoops. As you can see, it is definitely right for now. It's really easy, and yeah, every once in a while you'll get one of those guys that'll come up and just say something to you, or just not give you a passport at all, and then leave. But in general, those are kind of linked to a kind of storyline that doesn't always exist, but it kind of just goes on in the background. But yeah, here we can see the progress is saved at the end of each day, and I managed to get through 6 people. So with the 30 savings and 30 salary that we got today, along with the rent, food, and heat, we've been reduced to having $10 left for the next day. But it looks like my family here, we have 4 people that we're looking after: the mother-in-law, uncle, wife, and son. It doesn't really matter that much. It's technically just you just have to look at the indicators as to whether they're hungry or cold. But it is kind of like an interesting little side game that they have. Alright, it looks like the Greston checkpoint has been a success, so now the restrictions are going to lax a little bit and we can have foreigners. So it is the next day, and from today on, the foreigners with a valid passport are going to be allowed to enter. And basically we have to check the passport information for any discrepancies, and if there are any discrepancies, we should deny them. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so we're looking at the papers here. We see that the expiration date has not passed, and the picture does seem to be this woman, so this should be a good passport. I haven't failed any of the inspections yet, but if I do fail, there will be a little prompt that comes up on the bottom that will tell me what I did wrong. Right now it looks, yeah, it is, the expiration date was 1981, so this is definitely an expired passport, so we will deny this. I haven't really talked much about it, but this game is currently in beta, and I'm not completely sure. I don't think there is a green light or Kickstarter or anything. I think they're just working on it for now, but it looks okay. So for this, I don't think that is a male, so we may want to check out whether there's a discrepancy. And yes, there is a discrepancy, and when you see that, you have to use the investigator thing in the bottom right and interrogate her to see, yeah, if she doesn't respond with a valid reason, then you will just end up denying them. Oops. But yeah, this is kind of just in a beta where the devs are going to keep working on it, perhaps adding more levels and more mechanics for now. But you can, in fact, go to the website. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can check out the website so you can play the free demo for yourself. Alright. As of yet, the mechanics haven't really gone that much deeper, but it will soon escalate quite a bit. Yes, this seems to be alright. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so that would be my first mistake, where I didn't check the issuing city, so I got my first infraction. You do get 2 free mistakes every day, so it's not too big of an issue. But that is something that you definitely need to watch out for when you look at the passports. Alright. I do believe that these are not the same people, so we are going to check out if there is a discrepancy, and yes, there is. It says he had surgery. I'm not sure if I want to believe him, but he doesn't look too different, so I'll let it go for now. I do have another free pass for today if I do screw up. And okay, yeah, it does look like that was a mistake, but it's alright. I still have a free warning without penalty. Okay. Oh, looks like there is a guy that jumped the gate. And did he throw a grenade? Wow. All right. So it seems like there was a terrorist attack. Yeah, the day was cut short by a terrorist attack, which does mean that I don't have enough salary in order to buy heat today. So right now everyone is still okay, but tomorrow we may see people getting a little cold. Yep, so the newspaper is talking about terrorists having struck our checkpoint, so there will be more guards now and additional restrictions in order to get into the country. Alright, as it sees, now entry for non-citizens is regulated and they have to provide a entry ticket. So yeah, so as you can see, now they have to provide a little ticket where it shows the date, which you will have to check because it could be wrong, but it does seem to be the correct date for now. And the other information looks like it does line up, so we will let this guy through. Okay, this person is not from the Aristotska, so he is missing a entry ticket, which we will be able to detect the discrepancy, and in that we will have to interrogate. In some cases, it doesn't actually mean that they don't have it. They just, in this case, they just forgot, which means that if you just interrogate them, they may just give you the ticket you need and allow you to pass them through. Alright, let's see. The valid date is correct. Everything else here seems to be correct. Alright, very well. You can go through. Yeah, this is a very interesting concept in that they are making a kind of non-traditional gameplay. Like I don't think I've ever played anything even remotely similar to this. So this is a very interesting experience, and I kind of feel like I could do this in real life now. Okay, so it looks like the discrepancy here is that the date is not correct. So he will have to come again another day. Whoops. Yeah, the whole inspection kind of thing is pretty new, and it's really interesting that they've actually managed to kind of make this kind of dull and boring task seem pretty interesting. I mean, it's really clear that it's not supposed to be kind of like high octane action or anything, but it is definitely a interesting experience, let's say. All right. And as you can see, as the days go by, they do add more mechanics. Yeah, again, the date here is wrong. So we will deny this woman. Yeah, he doesn't have an entry ticket, so that is okay. He doesn't have it, so we are going to have to deny him. The days do get a little bit longer, but yeah. Yeah. This guy is kind of like a running joke. He appears multiple times throughout the game, and for the first time, he just straight out doesn't have a passport. So, Aristotska is so great. Passport not required, right? No. Alright, he says he'll come back later. But yeah, and he does in fact come back later. And later on, he comes back and he has like a crayon drawn passport, which is just hilarious. Okay, he is from Arstotska, and wait, this appears to be a different person. No, that's not gonna pass. That's not an old picture. Let's see. The information. Oh, definitely not a male. All right. That means you're not gonna go through then. Yeah, it starts to get a little long as it goes on, I think, but it does allow for people who aren't answering these as fast as I am to go through. It looks like the date of the passport is expired. So yeah, so you definitely don't have to spend as little time as I am on these things. So that's probably why you're seeing a lot of things go through. But it looks like because we didn't have heat yesterday, everyone in the family is cold, and even though I was able to rack in 50 today, all of that was spent. Oh wow. So in the news today, the black market activity explodes, and as a result, the checkpoint expansion is postponed. So as we get to work, there will be a new set of restrictions that we'll have to work with. Today, all Aristotskin citizens will have to show their ID cards. And as usual, the foreigners have to present a entry permit. All right. I'm probably just going to show this last day before I cut off. But all right, so right here, there's a little bit of dialogue that you have to look at. There is a recording, so if you missed it, you can check again. It looks like he came to work and he plans to stay for a year, and that does in fact check out. And the picture looks like it's right. The name seems to be correct. The passport number seems to check out as well. And the dates work out. So this will be a approve. But yeah, they do keep escalating the mechanics. Oh, whoops, I forgot. Yeah, he does need a ID card. I will remember that in the future. But he doesn't know. Yeah, this guy does not have the entry permit, so I don't think this is going to go through. Yep, we are not going to allow this guy through. A lot of the times, the dialogue that comes up is actually pretty interesting. Like, there are some side stories where, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see it in this video, but earlier in a playthrough that I did, there were people who were being smuggled through the border, and the person responsible for it was following them, but the girls asked us not to let him in so that they would live. But if you let the guy in, then the next day you would see that the girls end up dead because they were crossing the border to smuggle drugs for him, as probably like a drug mule or something like that. But yeah, it looks like oh wow, there is a huge discrepancy between what this guy looks like. It's an old picture. So in this case, we'll be given the chance to fingerprint it. And it says known aliases. So in this case, we will assume that he's lying, or she is lying, and deny her entry. Alright. Okay, so he's here to visit her son, and will be here for 6 months. Checks out. The entered by date, however, does not check out. So we will not let her go through with an expired document. I'm sorry. I gotta keep your documents up to date. Alright. She's here for work and will be here for a year. The documents seem to not be expired. They seem to be the same person. The passport numbers working sort of out, and this will be approved. Yeah, this is definitely a very interesting experience, though not everyone may enjoy this as much as I did, perhaps, if you're not really into the kind of like puzzly aspect of it. Okay. Looks like they're from different areas. Oh, never mind. That is completely unrelated. Alright. So they do seem to be the same person, so I will let him through because everything seems to be in order. But yeah, I really like the aesthetic of this game. This guy's back again. But yeah, you can see he just has a little crayon drawn passport where, I mean, this isn't really even like, this isn't even a real country. Pre-approved. Yeah, so this is definitely a deny. Yeah, this guy comes back multiple times throughout the game as you progress. And I'm not sure if he ever actually gets through, but I've seen him at least 3 or 4 times, and he never has gone through. He has always been missing something. So, yeah, Sofia Urbanos. Seems to be the same person. However, the expiry date has passed. So, she does need to get a new passport before we can get her through. But yeah, the whole really like gritty art does a lot, I think, to help the whole like really dark and dreary mood of this game. I mean, after all, there's people dying and there are terrorists that come on every few days. It's quite a dark game. So I think the art really helps to push that mood. All right. Okay, the passport number is not the same. So there's a discrepancy there. I'm sorry, it's not valid. Don't lie to me. Alright, yeah, this is the end of day 4, and I ended up to just break even at the end. But yeah, this has been Papers, Please. If you're interested, I will leave a link below to their website where you can try out the game for yourself. And if you'd like to, subscribe or like this video, it would help a lot. I'm pretty new at this, so I would really appreciate any kind of feedback that you guys could give me. And as usual, I will see you next time.